Hello viewers, welcome to Kboxtv, and it's your boy Kofi Basic Jr. And today we're talking something very different from what you all know, man. Today we're talking about an event which is coming up in the USA, and I'm very excited to have one of the organizers here with us to discuss with us. We're talking about the Alice Comeback World Exclusive Showcase. Guys, it's an event which I'm yearning to hear more from my guest, Brittany Wyatt. But before then, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who always make time to watch us on YouTube, on Facebook, and then on Twitter. If you're watching for us, if you're watching this for the first time, please make sure to give us a like on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and as well as Twitter. And then make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, guys, join me. Welcome on the show, Brittany Wyatt. Brittany, welcome to KBox TV.
Hi, thank you for having me. How's it going?
Yeah, that's great, man. How you going? How are you doing too?
I can't complain. I can't complain
Uh,
at all. We're gearing up for our Monday event. We're very excited with our dry rehearsal today. So we're kind of just bursting and bubbling with excitement to kind of showcase the film and everything that we're going to be doing for it.
All right, great. I mean, guys, like I said, today we'll be talking about something different from what you guys are used to, right? Today we're talking about an event which is coming on, and it's the Alice Comeback World Exclusive Showcase. Um, and yeah, we have Brittany to tell us more about it. Brittany, what is this event about?
So I'm one of the producers for the film Ali's Comeback, The Untold Story, and it is
Okay.
a film that it tells the story in 1970 of how Muhammad Ali actually returned back to the ring after
Mm,
3 years of being rejected, banned
great.
based on his convictions. So we talked
Right.
to like, Khalil Ali, we talked to
Mm-hmm.
Robert Casso, who was his boxing promoter and attorney at the time. We
Mm-hmm.
talked to Margaret Ware, who attended the fight. We talked to Leroy Johnson, the late great Senator Leroy Johnson, who was instrumental in making sure that the ban in Atlanta wouldn't prevail and wouldn't stick. So they kind of just told us the inside stories. They told us
Mm-hmm.
how it came possible to for him to reemerge from from the shadows and become one of the greatest. This was the fight that was pre Sunny versus Liston, pre all of these fights that you know about. Like
Yeah.
without this fight, there wouldn't be the great Muhammad Ali. So we wanted to really showcase that. And then on Monday, it's the 50th celebration of the actual fight on October 26, 1970.
Yeah.
It actually happened. So we're just doing a very big commemorative special. We'll have some of the stars from the film, some of the cast and crew. We just want to pay homage to the late, great Muhammad Ali.
So you selected the 26th, especially because of the day the event happened itself, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. So great. These guys you have on the panel, including his wife Kela Ali and all these guys. How are you
Hmm.
able to pull these people together to feature on the show?
Just a lot of just a lot of calling, polite persistence.
Yeah.
We actually reached out to Khalil Ali first, and once you got that name, and
Mm,
she was actually the wife of Muhammad Ali at the time.
yeah. Right.
Everybody else kind of fall in line.
Mm, mm,
Muhammad Ali is a force to be reckoned with, and I don't think anybody would turn their
mm,
nose up to recognizing the greatness. And it's a story that's also about social injustice because
right.
he was unjustly banned from the boxing ring. So
Mm.
I think it's the time and the season for it with the political culture the way it is to show that even the greatest can be racially discriminated against. Honestly.
Right, right. I'll be coming back to you on how things are happening, talking about how discrimination and racism is happening in the US, especially around the world, and these events coming on, and how you think this will go a long way in making some things change. Guys, this is the event I'm talking to you. We are talking about Alice Comeback World Exclusive Showcase. It's coming on the 26th, which is on Monday. You can't miss this for anything, especially if you're a boxing fan. And she's here, so she'll tell us how to be able to get onto the show. Of course, it's online, right? You can join
Yes.
online, right? So
Mhm.
she will tell us about it. But before that, okay, I'm sure Brittany, you've seen this Black Lives Matter, sorry, Black Lives Matters, and these
Mhm.
events you are doing to correct racism and all that, right? How does this thing go hand in hand in making sure that some things in the world change?
Well, I feel like I got into the documentary world because I think if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. So
Right.
I want to be able to tell these stories that you might not know about. Nobody like my generation. I'm in my 30s. I didn't know the legacy of Muhammad Ali until I researched it. So I want to be able to inspire other people to research these stories and feel empowered and feel like they can as well. They could be a small voice, but they are able to affect change just by saying no and standing up.
Hmm. Somebody just texted me. He was like, Kofi, ask her why Muhammad Ali.
Well, the director and also my mentor Art Jones, he has a big affiliation and a big sort in heart spot for Muhammad Ali. He's respected
Hmm.
him. He loves him. He grew up going and being in New York and visiting him and asking for autographs. So when he died, he kind of took a passion as far as learning more about Muhammad Ali. And when he realized that he spent 3 years banned and he just felt like this is something that more people should know about. Like Will Packer in his organization is doing another podcast and another show in regards to this actual fight and the actual money heist that happened afterwards. So it's a story I feel like it needs to be told. Muhammad Ali is a great figure, and I just want we feel like his legacy should be showcased as much as possible.
Guys, we're talking about Muhammad Ali versus Jerry Curry's fight. These
Hmm.
guys fought two times against each other. The first one took place on October 26th in 1970. The second one was in June 27, 1972. Ali won both fights. Ali
Hmm.
won both fights by technical knockouts. Of course, it's one of the greatest that is celebrated in the sport. And Brittany and his team are doing something to recognize him and to for us to remember the day that, I mean, the first bout that took place. That was after he came back from a suspension, right? That's what they're celebrating, or that's what the event is all about. So, Brittany, if somebody wants to watch this event, how can the person make join the show?
They can go to Ollie's Comeback LLC.com and you can click on the top link. I have it really easily, so all you have to do is click on it. Vision
Okay.
Films is our distribution company and they signed on to host this event. So they partner up with
Okay.
CYA. So what you
Mm,
would do is you would go and create an account with CYA and then they'll
mm,
send you an email and the day of the fight the day of the actual event, it'll have the email for you to click on and be able to join live. It's going to be
oh,
7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. So it's Ollie's Comeback LLC.com.
guys, I just posted it. You see more details from www.alicecomebacklc.com. Just go there, make sure you set it up, and like you said, you'll be able to join this event. I mean, we will be seeing more of these things happening in
Mm-hmm.
where our legends, especially for people for us that follow boxing, will be able to see you guys bring us things that will make us celebrate them.
Mm-hmm. And especially like Kathleen Quarry is Jerry Quarry Jr. is going to be online as well. And hearing about actually Jerry Quarry's story in regards to it was very interesting as well because he he actually didn't even want to do it. He was
Mm,
afraid to go in the fight and fight Muhammad Ali. Like that's a hard like being even if he was the heavyweight champion of the world, that's a
mm,
hard act, especially since of the political culture of it. But it was
mm,
like Kathleen Corey and some of the people that surrounded Jerry that actually had him look deep in his heart and be like, "You got to give this man, you got to give this man the respect and the chance to earn his title back." Like he was unfairly convicted and unfairly thrown away basically by the wayside. Like he was broke for 3 years. He was Kathleen Corey was like Khalil Ali was basically the person running the household and making sure that he was getting outside every morning still and encouraging him so because he knew that eventually he will come back. So it's about Muhammad Ali, but it's also about the instrumental figures that surrounded him that allowed him to come back because basically you're nothing without your village. So I just want that to be understood that the greatest of the greats they need the everyday people that surround them to be the figures that they are. Excuse me, my
guys.
AirPod dropped.
Alright. Alright. Now, I want to say this thing. I mean, guys, Muhammad Ali, right? He stood up against the American government when he refused to be drafted at the Vietnam War based on his religious belief. We all knew him to be called Luther Clay, and then he
Mm,
changed to Muhammad Ali. There's something that I feel like if you are into boxing, this is like the base and the foundation that everybody know. I feel like needs to know about or knows about Muhammad Ali, and his conviction had him on justified stripped of his heavyweight title and banned from the boxing for 3 years. And then
Mm.
on October 29, 26, 1970, he was finally granted access into the ring, and that the first person that he faced was Quarry. This is the fight that's or the day that they fought is the same day that this thing or this virtual broadcast will be aired. And like you just heard from Brittany, we'll have a lot of they'll be having a lot of guys on the event, including Muhammad Ali's wife,
Mm.
and a ton of others, which I feel like is something that will educate a lot of boxing fans about the exact thing that went in. Of course, Brittany, I feel like you've watched this thing already. Can you give
Yeah.
us brief us about this and a lot tease us with what fans will expect when they watch this thing?
I think my favorite line in this movie comes from Kalia Ali, where she was like, at first, he went and he did the draft and he
Okay.
went and he wrote and he did his paperwork and they dubbed him mentally incapacitated. But as
Hmm.
soon as he switched to Muhammad Ali, all of a sudden he became wise. So it's like,
Wow.
it's things of the things that we wouldn't have known about is what my favorite part is. It's actually fans. We premiered it in Atlanta in
Mhm.
January, and people, Muhammad Ali is a personality, and the people that
Right.
surrounded him was a personality as well. So they give their commentary and their feedback. They make you have laughing moments, and they make it
Hmm.
make it so that Muhammad Ali becomes a real person and not just this person that we put on a silver platter. So I think that was the most exciting about it. It's like, dang, he really is a dad. He really, he's just not this person that you can't touch. It's like these are people that know intimate details. Like Robert Castle, he was his
Hmm.
attorney in his
Hmm.
good friend and boxing promoter for a while. He actually put up his own money and would go and like 50 different states already told Robert Castle no, he can't do it here. And then Atlanta and Morehouse College was the city and the place that finally gave him a chance against Governor Lester Maddox, who we all know from back in the day. He's KKK, and Lester Maddox was like best friend. So going to
Hmm.
get being able to surround and overcome that, having seen the way that Senator Leroy Johnson, the late great Senator Leroy Johnson, he actually died, I want to say this year. We actually got him to be a part of the film, and hearing his its details and stories about how he basically walked into Governor Lester Maddox's office and was like, didn't your son just mess up and you wanted to give him a second chance? Oh, okay. So everybody deserves a second chance. Got it. I just wanted to
Right.
make sure.
Right. Right. You have Dr. John Carlos on it. You have Maxi
Hmm.
Priest. I'm really excited that you have this man on, a reggae vocalist.
Yes.
What exactly did he say?
Maxi Piece or John Qual is.
No, Maxi Priest. I mean.
Maxi Priest, he just respects Muhammad Ali so much. Same,
Hmm.
Pat Neely is going to be there, one of the chef as
Hmm.
well. So they both are like people that respect his legacy and respect what he do. So Maxi Priest actually recorded a special song for the documentary.
Oh,
Pat
okay.
Neely is going to be making a special dish for the fans and giving a recipe of Ali's favorite food.
Too bad this can't be like where people can actually go to watch, and
I
it has to be like
know.
on virtual. So
we
would
had
you would
we had to change it
uh-huh.
up a little bit, but we're doing so it could be more interactive, so people will be able to come in and ask questions and type and text, and then we're having ways
Uh,
and we'll be having some giveaways, so you can get some really exclusive Ollie's Comeback gear, and we also have some Ollie's Comeback t-shirts as well.
all right, guys, you just heard it from Brittany Wyatt. But before you go, one person I'm also very intrigued about is Edwin Moses.
Hmm.
Uh, what did he also have to say about the legend Muhammad Ali?
He's basically Edwin Moses is one of the greatest in Olympic track stars of the time. So
That's
he
right.
basically gave his perspective of people being um looking up as far as the actor world, as far as the athletes world. Like Jim Brown was in there as well. So how it was more of like a collective of the group of black men and black celebrities and black athletes, such as Colin Kaepernick and of that nature. So
Mm.
that's what they all did. Edwin Moses the same. They stood up, they used their platform, they used who they were, and they used their voice to be able to affect supportive change. So Edwin Moses would gave us some intimate details of his relationship with Muhammad Ali and just how he felt about him. It was more of like, people idolize, but like I idolize Edwin, so I'm like, you're idolizing somebody else. That's crazy.
Right. Now let me ask you this. I mean, looking at the Muhammad Ali era, I'm sure you
Mhm,
had to go back to read about some of the things that happened in his days, right?
mhm.
And you look at what's happening in boxing right now, and the guys that are in the boxing, everything's about living large, living flashy, and everything. These two worlds, or Muhammad Ali's time and then today's time, do you think that these guys have not lived enough to honor Muhammad Ali's legacy of trying to make sure things are really right, fight the system, and make sure that the fans that are following them get the justice that they deserve?
I think when it comes to new generations of the way people do things, like things are done in a different way. So,
Mm,
Muhammad Ali and his generation will basically say the old school knows a little bit best. Like this is just the current way of the world. They like their big cars. Some people like Floyd Mayweather that don't even want to get compared to Muhammad Ali. They like their money. They like their cars. So,
right.
I feel like they could use their platform for speaking on political justice, but some people just feel like that's just not what they're about, and I can understand that.
Mm,
But those who are in this generation that will use their platform and some of the things to do the right thing, then that's amazing. But we I feel like when it comes to Muhammad Ali, or it basically is like you don't know how you would react to something until it happens to
right.
you. So I feel
Right.
like who knows how Muhammad Ali would have stood up to social injustice if it didn't happen to him. So I feel like
Mm,
that's basically like something that would have to happen to their newer
mm,
generation, because that's what we're we stand up for something that happens to Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and
mm,
other people in
mm,
America.
mm,
But when that thing hits home, it it,
mm.
it magnifies that to a different level.
All right, all right. I kind of understand and feel the response that you're giving is really fair because sometimes things have to need to happen to you. That's when you want to do something different. So I kind of feel what you say. Guys, we're talking about the Ali's Comeback World Exclusive Showcase premiere, and it's going to happen. Um, you can see more details, for instance, on sorry, you can see more details on www.ali's comeback llc.com. If you want to join the show, make sure you go there. It's being brought to you by Vision, right? Vision Films,
Vision
and
Films. Hmm.
Vision Films, and then Dreams Factory, right? So these are the
Yes.
guys that are making this happen. And like you said, like she said, you don't want to miss this. If you have any question, you could be able to ask it, and then you'll be able to get it, and they'll also respond to you. And of course, they're going to give some giveaways also on the day and everything. So make sure you hop on this link that you see um, uh, on your screen. I'm also going to leave it in the comment section so that you'll be able to pick it up and then join on 26. Don't miss this thing. A hell of a panel. Um, Kakala Ali is on it. Juan Carlos is on it. Maxi Priest and Edwin Moses, including Jerry Quarry Jr. All these guys are going to be on it, and definitely, maybe there's this thing you'd want to find out that you don't know how it's going to happen
Hmm.
or how you ever going to find out. But when you watch the show and you ask a question that day, maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to get your response. Brittany, thank you for your time. And if
Thank
there's
you for
anything
having
that
us.
you, your last words on it, sort of before I sign out.
I'm just saying this is a good way to spend a Monday night. We've
Mm,
been we've been searching for more things and more content versus what we usually get on television. Let's bring
mm.
the kids around, let's bring the family around and get excited to be a part of something that commemorates history.
Let's be a part of something that commemorates history, not just history, but for us in boxing, something that honors the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. Brittany, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, you're
Bye.
welcome. All right, guys. So I've left the link to join the show in the comment section. All right, make sure you hop on it. And I mean, if you want to find out something about Muhammad Ali, I feel like it's a great time for you to be able to get it. Hop on the link on 26th. Create an account for yourself and be able to join this virtual show where Muhammad Ali will be celebrated. Of course, the fight against Quarry is one of the fights that has also been talked about a lot in the world, right? So you don't want to miss it. And what's happening today? There are lots of boxing happening today already. Uh, a lot of shows happening today around the world. Uh, there's already one going on right now in Italy. The Fabian Tocci versus Nicolas Gretzky fight is already on. Also, we witnessed the Josh Bernard versus Marcin Rozaki, that one is also today. And we witnessed the return of Juan Francisco Estrada, who will be facing excuse me, Carlos Quadras. All right, that's also going to be live today. And then, yeah, in fact, that card coming from Mexico has three world titles on the line. Estrada versus Quadras is one. Then Martinez also returns to defend his WBC title, and then we have Chocolatito, who's also going to defend his title after taking it from Khan. So you can't miss it. There's a lot of shows happening around the world today and then tomorrow. So make sure that you jump on any of it and then enjoy boxing like how we do. So guys, want to say very thank you for making time. And yes, don't forget, all right, don't forget to jump onto the link. I've posted a link in the comment section. It's something that's going to be great. Be part of greatness. Be part of greatness. Ali's Comeback World exclusive showcase. Be part of it so that you get to know something that maybe you might have forgotten about Muhammad Ali. It's going to happen on the 26th live. It's going to be a live event. All right. So, yeah, I have left the link to join the show also to join the event in the comment section. All right. So you can just go into the comments and then you see just like you see on the screens now, www.aliscomebackllc.com. All right, so you create a profile for yourself and then you join in. There'll be souvenirs that'll be distributed on that day for people who will watch, and there will also be um, a Q&A for any question that you want responses to. You might get it that day. So make sure you set it up and then you join the live stream that day when it's going to happen, guys. I want to say a very big thank you for always making time to watch us every time we're here. It's been a pleasure having Brittany Wyatt on the show for us for her to tell us about the Muhammad Ali's event. So make sure you join the stream on 26th and don't go anywhere. Stay with Kboxtv as we bring you nothing but the best in boxing. Have a very good evening and have a good evening.